Hello and welcome to the Album Man, and before we get into this, firstly, I just want to apologise for, not having done a video in quite a while, so it's not since Wednesday of my Red released Panic review, and that's because I really have not been very well the past week whatsoever, so I haven't actually made a video since last Sunday. That was when I made my Red review and the weekly rock news as well, and yeah, so that's been a bit annoying, but now I'm better, so I thought I'd kick things off again with another episode of Feeding the Trolls. And this one is going to focus on probably the video I've had the most troll comments on ever, and this is Matt Bellamy's infuriating comments. Now, a bit of background on this video. Basically, the lead singer and guitarist and pianist and songwriter of the band Muse, Matt Bellamy, made some comments saying about how he thought that dubstep might overtake metal and things like that. I can't remember them in detail. It was about in August I did this video. But yeah, he made some comments about it that annoyed me. So I decided to make a sort of a ranty video about it, and it didn't go down well. People didn't seem to take it. It was just my opinion on the matter. It wasn't the unequivocal, godlike thing on it. It was just what I thought of the whole situation. And people seem to really misinterpret some of my things. So, let's have a look at some of these wonderful trolls. And this episode includes my favourite troll of all time. He's just the greatest attention whore ever. Oh, and just one thing before we get into this. People who have left comments deliberately to get onto Feeding the Trolls, please don't. I'm not going to put you on. However, my favourite troll, there sort of is an exception. But you just have to find out. Okay, so, Jack Sereno, I think, said, "Is it so horrible it makes you cringe? Fool, you don't know what you're saying." Now, one thing I've got to point out about this comment is the words horrible and cringe are both spelled with a W instead of the R. That's not very nice, Jack, Not very nice at all. And apparently I don't know what I'm saying. Now, you could say that, you don't agree, but I think I know what I was saying. I don't just mindlessly not know what I'm saying. I'm aware of what I'm saying now. I have control of my speech, like most people do. So I think I do. Next, Peter Sornby. You seem incredibly closed-minded. Well, I don't know, to me that strikes me as a little hypocritical, because technically he's being incredibly closed-minded by saying that of my opinion. But, yeah, I sort of went on a little bit of a tangent about dubstep in this video. I'm not a fan of dubstep. I really don't see it. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. I don't want bloody trolls on the Feeding the Trolls video. Now, we get to my favourite troll of all time, MrMuseFusion. The guy who the video is named after. This guy was just wonderful, to be honest. Absolutely wonderful. So let's start off. There's a whole chain of comments here, so we'll start the first one. Okay. And Skrillex, and this is on capitals, and Skrillex isn't the only dubstep producer, and they're not money fucking whores. That was his first comment. And then, straight after that, he posted another thing saying, and again, another sentence beginning with and, which you really shouldn't do. I don't think sentences beginning with and really are that good. Anyway, he says, "And they're not jumping on a fucking bandwagon, and I'd like to see you do some shit like that." Well, I could do shit, certainly. I could do some really crap dubstep, yeah. I could do that, because it would be shit, so yeah. But then he just carries on. And now he starts insulting the fact I can't say art as well. He says, "Muse was never just rock. They were more than just that genre." What? Who? Before we carry on, okay. Genre. Who that? Okay, if you're going to spell genre without an R, you would spell it G-E-N-R-E, and then, of course, W instead of the R. Instead, he has spelt it G-O-N-W-E-R, genre. Genre. That's like, I didn't even say genre, so whatever, at least I can spell. And then in brackets, after this, he says, I won't, I think he means I want, just mistype that. I won't to be in your series about trolls. And it's like, okay, usually I wouldn't put this type of person, but, this person, he isn't a subscriber, he's just a complete troll in all essence of it, really. And then he carries on. They have always been different. He even said that he was wanting to make a sorta of justice / does it offend ye? What? What? Hold on. They have always been different. He even said... Okay, they've always been different. Okay, I understand that. He even said that he was wanting to make a sort... He was wanting to make... Okay, with you there. A sorta of justice... Then a / does it offend you? Yeah, probably, even before dubstep became popular, and it isn't even real dubstep, it's made from guitars and real instruments. There was no full stop from they have always been different to real instruments, and there really need to be some punctuation there. I don't understand it. A sorta of justice. I don't know. And then / does it offend you? Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, I made it clear that it offends me. And even before... they wanted to make it even before dubstep became popular. No, they didn't. They said... Well, Matt Bellamy clearly said that he got the idea from going to a Skrillex concert at some, I don't know, field or festival or some big event or something, and liked it there. So I don't think they really were. And he says, of course, it isn't real dubstep, it's made from guitars and real instruments, which, yes, it is made from guitars, but, I still think it's dubstep, And then, so I reply, saying that, I know it's made on real instruments, but the problem is that he's jumping on the trendy bandwagon and being a sheep instead of leading the pack like usual of innovation. Also, he said that it was a Skrillex concert he saw last year that inspired him to do so, and said that's the moment when he decided to not previously. Also, you won't be in my troll series. Well, I sort of lied there, didn't I? But then he gets out the caps, and we get, I hope you saw the other comments regarding the bandwagon and shit, and why the fuck can't I be in your troll series? I want to be so many O's popular, because that's just what everybody wants, and I've got Muse in my fucking name, so I'd think I'd know what I'm talking about, although my birth name has been changed to musically fucking retarded, and who the fuck used to wear trendy? There's no punctuation in that whatsoever, hence the, reading without punctuation. Oh my god, right, let's just dissect this. So, I hope you saw the other comments regarding the bandwagon and shit. Yeah, I definitely did. Why can't he be in it? Well, I don't know, he is. So, you've had your wish. He wants to be popular, because that's just what everyone wants, and he thinks to get popular from a Feed in a Troll series that at maximum gets about 150 views, and that's on a particularly good day, or a particularly good episode even. Right, so let's go into the next bit. I've got Muse in my fucking name, so I'd think I'd know what I'm talking about. Well, I could call myself Skrillex Fan, and then some numbers, Skrillex Fan 98. It doesn't mean I'd necessarily know what I'm talking about, just because you created an account is no evidence that you know anything about a band. And then, although my birth name has been changed to musically fucking retarded, I don't even get what the need in saying that his name was changed to that was. And then, who the fuck uses the word trendy? I don't know. It's a word I hear quite a bit. Trendy, a trend, it's a common word. What? And then I replied to him saying, about why he couldn't be on it, because you want to be on it. You are a troll though, no denying that. And then his last thing is that, oh for God's sake, so typical. His last thing says, you didn't retort my other fucking statements, and I want to be on that fucking series! Exclamation marks. And he's got his wish. He's got his wish. That's what the album man's about. Making people's dreams come true. Oh my god, we've still got quite a few more to go. Okay. Bobby Rankanobi. That's a pretty good name, actually. There was probably a prepubescent knob like you in 1990 that lamented the thought of mixing rap and guitars. Then we got Rage Against the Machine. And for the record, he didn't use the Chaos Pad in Plug-in Baby. I accidentally said he did, which I know was a mistake since then. They recorded that in the early 2000s, back when you were 7 years old. Why is he assuming I was 7 in 2000? It's just a bit of a weird thing. Just like, you were born in 1993. No, I was not. I was born in 96. So, I just told him that, we'd had rock and dubstep before, e.g. Korn's Path of Totality, and bloody hell, that didn't work. That's a little bit of a train wreck. And, just its opinion, which it is. Yeah, whatever. Kenny66621. It does make you a knob. I think this was to do with the things higher up, maybe. Electronic music is in no way a fad. It's been around 20 to 30 years. Dubstep has been around for about 10 years. I only said that dubstep would be a blip in music, really, something that people wouldn't remember in 20 years' time, when you have to find out then. Anyway, decent electronic music does take talent. Have you ever tried? Have you ever listened to good house or trance artists? Not these pop guys, but the real ones. It's like someone listening to BVB and saying all metal is shit. I defy you to make a listenable electronic record. You would fail miserably. Open your mind, mate. Music will change. Deal with it. Now, although this isn't necessarily a troll comment, I mean, it has an argument to it. It has, it's not necessarily trolling, it's a slightly more reasonable argument. It's just that it has that sort of that hateful vibe about it. I just find out, it's like, it does make you a knob, you don't agree with me, but yet you should open your mind when I'm not willing to open mine. It's like massive hypocrite alert. And then we get Mr. Muse Boy, and this is different to MrMuseFusion. A lot of people called Mr. Muse. So, he just brought the classic line of Who Let Run Out of Hogwarts, which was so stolen from the Revolver Golden Gods video, which I'll be doing a bit more about later. Then we get to Matty Muse, again, another Muse-related name. Bloody hell. Nothing like judging an album you haven't even heard yet. Nothing like not putting an apostrophe in the word haven't. Now, I didn't judge the album, I just said I was skeptical because I'd heard in the trailer, which had the dubstep track, that I didn't think I was going to like those tracks, and that I wasn't happy about the direction it was taking. I didn't review it. This is a fantastic one. Getting close to the end now, I need a couple more. Rox GGOO. I just feel like killing him. Like, really? You want to kill me over not liking the direction Matt Bellamy's taking Muse? Yes, that's definitely a worthwhile thing to kill over. Definitely. And then lastly, and not really one of the best, probably one of the least, is Jacob Futrell. And he says, it's called not doing every album the same. I don't see how necessarily going to dubstep. You can. There's other ways to have variety in albums, There's many other bands who managed to achieve a variety in albums without using dubstep. King Crimson, for example, have massive variety in their catalogue, but they didn't use dubstep. And if Robert Fripp did, that wouldn't surprise me. Well, it sort of would, but it wouldn't. It's Fripp, you never know what the hell he's going to do. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so this has been Feeding the Trolls. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, one more thing is that there's a link in the description below. I'm having a poll on what discography I should do next. I hinted in a previous video I was going to do the Beatles, but I decided I'll let people vote on a discography. So it's a link to a poll. You rank them in the order of preference you want. There's about 6 options. I'll be talking more about it in my Really Rock News, but do have a vote on it if you want. And yeah, there's a little box that says enter your email address. You do not have to enter that, you can just press submit after you've put them in the order. So yes, I didn't want to subject people to a Beatles discography if they didn't want one, because it's no bloody short discography. Still, it's definitely an option, it's on there. So yes, do vote on that. And anyways, being our band, thanks for watching, can't rate, subscribe, and long live rock and roll.